And good evening everyone who is watching the stream of VOD, Rives on Air. Welcome to my, another DayZ stream. But this is going to be a short one. If you want to watch a long one, I mean, there was one yesterday, 12 hours. I actually didn't even expect that I would be able to do that, but I'm still able to. And it's not like it was hard to just play through 12 hours. It actually was hard to organize everything else. So what we have here, we have this character, this guy, who actually was assembling a car on the server, but because it's DayZ, he is now not even close to the car. So, well, he's not that far, not at the other side of the map, but he's not next to the car like he was. So let's just go back to the car and maybe get to ride it finally. What do you think? So this stream is going to be a short one, as I said, but at least it is DayZ. So yesterday's been quite insane. The first like 4 hours of the stream, the first 3 hours of the stream, I was just getting killed left and right, and it was not just a server, it was a many car server. So the insanity going on there was sorta a little bit unexpected. So it happens, lots of PvP, lots of dead bodies, it happens all on Livonia, but I'm kinda I'm not used to it anymore, the way it actually happens in Chernarus, so a little bit out of shape for Chernarus, let's put it that way. And what's most interesting part, the server has never been full, the server has never been even close to being full, but still it was like on the coast almost non-stop something. Wouldn't say PvP, but it was non-stop something. For example, I got killed by that was absolutely hilarious moment. I got killed by driving my car into a trap, turning upside down, pretty much rolling, tumbling on the road, and then run over by a new spawn with a car, while trying to get out of my car that was upside down. It's that insane. I've never died like that on DayZ. Okay, police zombies. Oh yeah. The zombies are lagging, the zombies are a little bit lagging, and I actually was lagging yesterday. I got to try another internet connection, though I cannot complain about yesterday. Yesterday everything worked as perfect as it possibly could, because 12 hours, not a single disconnect, not a single even well, lags. We've had lags. We've had quite some questionable stuff in the game, in DayZ going on. But technically, my internet connection, my PC, yeah, that part was super stable. Though I died in Helion once. I streamed Helion yesterday after a super long break. I actually got a look into my Twitter archive that 100% would show me when I last time streamed Helion, had streamed Helion before yesterday. So I streamed Helion for like the first time in a super long time, and of course Helion found a way to kill me. It was an interesting glitch, but we survived it. I mean, we survived it. We just restarted everything. We didn't survive. We didn't survive getting killed by the game, but it was just one, and it wasn't that bad. Here. Okay. So we are not just running across the map, we are going to the car, and if the car is still there, I still have the car parts for it. I have a cooking pot, by the way, that can actually have some water, and I have a canteen, a cooking pot and a canteen. That would be just enough to actually start the car. Well, I mean, would be enough to be able to use the car at least for a little bit. But yeah, if I start dying here, just like I was dying yesterday, yeah, of course. Do I have here? I have sharpening stones. Got to fix my machete. And the noise. Got to check the sound of the game. Yesterday I was, because of the cars making it quieter, I was making it louder. There was actually a thing to do on that server that we could try. So maybe we'll get back to that server. Hi, there's a barrel in the bushes. Empty, but still a stash. Not following me. Interesting. Is that just because of the rain? Okay, and this road should bring us to where the car was. So it was there quite some time ago. It might not be there, though people don't really play with cars on this server, but it might not be there. I would have tried maybe to cut more corners here, but there's a river and I didn't want to swim across the river. So 2 bridges on Kalimbrode, 1 bridge on Brenna. I just used the bridge that was closer to me. Yeah, yesterday playing after playing in Chernarus, I was I realized something I haven't been thinking even about, that Chernarus is the climate of Chernarus is way more dry than the climate of Livonia. I'm very used to constant Livonian rains at this point. Very used to being cold because of these rains. Used to constantly doing this, wringing the clothes out and whatnot. So another thing about Helion, we played Helion, we got the station going. I got to check actually if the station's still there. I only actually checked if the game was working today, if the game was still working. So only check that. And the thing is with Helion, that if you don't play, if you don't invest time in your station, you 100% lose it. You will lose it, and you won't be able to continue with your character. You have to pretty much start a new game. Helion is a super hardcore game in that relation. You start playing it, you got to play it. Oh, hi. I heard some noises, couldn't tell what they were. Almost there. The car is in Sobotka, and we are almost there. And I'd probably drive around the server for a little bit, maybe looking for people to actually that would want to hitch a ride. Maybe getting shot at, maybe getting killed by some DZ glitches or something. That is if the car is still there. Yeah. Those things like in the middle of nowhere are a little bit, they look a little bit strange, because who would have some underground like piping going on here? So those things that mean that they mean that there is an underground pipeline of some sort, maybe water. Maybe the car's still there. Maybe water. Maybe it's sewers. Maybe something else. But and that doesn't look like a place that would just have any underground pipelines. Okay. The car's still there. The wheels are still there. So we have enough spark plugs. What we need? We just need one wheel. I'm just going to leave like one spark plug here. Won't despawn. Let's maybe drop the radiator and fill it with water even. Like that. And that's just a little bit out of the red zone. So what we need one wheel. Let's start looking for one wheel. So this character, when I started it, started him or her, he was never meant to leave the coast. Oh yeah. I mean, maybe with the car we could actually try to do one very specific thing that this character was supposed to do, and then everything kind of got kind of forgotten, caught in standard DZ things that you would have to do, so distracted on some side quests and whatnot. This character was supposed to get one full NBC suit. Finally remembered the name of it. So maybe we could use this car to do exactly that. Or maybe just to die getting shot somewhere. So there's a couple of Lada Niva cars in this place in Sobotka, but only a couple. We might need to go to Brenna again, and there are insane people in Brenna always, shooting others or just randomly from the police station. Yeah, having some water would be nice. Actually, there's a well there. So let's drink up and refill the canteen at the well. This is just some nice food. And technically speaking, I'm coastally geared. I have a shotgun. Well, in fact, this shotgun is not that much better than something you really can find on the coast. The new shotgun that's R12 is called. New police shotgun. So they are like on par, I think. I don't think I've ever even made like more than 5 shots at one target using any shotgun. Lots of armbands on the ground here. Signs of people, but maybe pretty stale. Somebody kept cutting everything they wanted to cut, everything they found in just armbands. Okay, follow me. That a zombie. Pretty far. Nice to see them wandering that far away from the settlement, so spawning that far away. Okay. So, trying to remember. One Lada Niva is over there. And another one. Yeah, it's over there. And it doesn't have a wheel. I can tell it from here. Okay. Just need our canteen and the hot bar. Heal it. Any flags here? They kept cutting, they stopped cutting all the things that could be cut in armbands. They stopped cutting them into armbands. So 2 houses over there. Maybe it was an honest mistake of a person that doesn't really play DayZ that often. Wanted to produce some wrecks. Ended up producing a ton of armbands. Why are you still alive? Sometimes they seem to be like, especially if it happens next to some objects in the game, they seem to gain sort of kinda additional like protection, not health, but protection. Here we have another Lada Niva, the only second one, and no wheel. Okay. A base here. To restore this one you would need some materials, a saw and a hatchet, the best, then a piece of wire and pliers and nails. That's minimum to restore this, and of course a log. Quite some things together. So yeah, way easier to kill them when they are not next to some object, but when it's just even, well, bushes, they kinda used to just dampen the damage, sorta, kinda. That was pretty much well known. So they used to dampen the damage, but objects just like walls of houses and whatnot, for them to add protection to zombies. Okay. So we are going to Brenna then to continue our search for the missing wheel. Super cool. See zombies that far. And it used to be they would just spawn around one spot in every town. When somebody would just spawn in that town or enter that town, they would just spawn in one or a couple spots around the town. And then over time they would just start wandering off the spawn point, but only if somebody would just stay in this town. With no people, they would despawn, and then the cycle would repeat when new players, other players arrive. So that would result with the zombies being always roughly at the same spots, unless the town stayed populated with players, at least one, for long periods of time. Now they all spawn sorta kinda around, and then they of course additionally start wandering around. And that's cool. Now you can see them very far away from where they used to be. Don't want to get wet. Absolutely don't remember where all the Ladaniva cars ruins are in this place, so gonna be just going around and searching. Oh, there's one over there. Right away. And a welcoming zombie, of course. Did you lose me? One of the stupid ones? Yeah, one of the stupid ones. That was unnecessarily loud. Oh, that's nice. There's not a lot of food around, so we gotta keep eating. Oh, a wheel. In good condition, right away. That's grand. So let's just... well, eat first, take the wheel, and start driving around. Here we go. So this goes here. The wheel goes here. That's why I've had this gap in my inventory for the wheel specifically. Yeah, some of these spots on the ground, they look like something artificial, but they're part of the ground texture. So one cooking pot of water is not going to be enough, so we're gonna need more. I can offer only one canteen of water on top, but yeah, it's better to actually... how did you... Freaking hell! Insane zombies. 2 cuts in a second. And I'm out of bandages? No, I'm not out of bandages. Nothing damaged. How did she do it? Okay. I should have refilled the cooking pot at the river, but it's kinda not 100% fair, because I already have a ton of stuff in that, well, pretty much everything in that canteen and that cooking pot. Every cell is occupied there, so is that leather sewing kit and gun cleaning kit. Doesn't feel right to additionally have any water on top of them. If it maybe had like a little bit less stuff in there. Okay. So I have water cleaning pills, so that's gonna be okay. Water purifying. So I'm going to take a short break because I've been, well, after yesterday I didn't get a lot of sleep, and yesterday I didn't do actually any of the adulting things I needed to do because of that 12-hour stream. 12-hour stream, you pretty much wake up, you eat, you do a couple things, then you start streaming, then you finish, eat, do a couple, just literally a couple small things, and you go to bed. That's at least how it worked for me. So I tried to be productive. That's my measure of the goodness or badness of the day, but not a lot. So, and because of that, I've been really busy today, and lots of energy drinks. That's been a very long explanation why I need that break, because of a ton of caffeine. So some clips for you, some AFK time for me. Be right back. Yeah, one of the old clips. That's like 0.62. This is early 0.63 or something in between 0.63 or what's it called, or the release version. So yeah, but let's get back to real-time DayZ. So let's hope we're still alive. The car's still there. It's almost ready to go. We just need to get it to the water. Add a little bit more water into the radiator. And yeah, here we go. So the wheel, then another wheel, then the spark plug, then a tad more water, that's all water I have on me right now. And yeah, there's enough gasoline. Yeah, we need to get this car to the water ASAP. And I think I'm going to do it just the most straightforward way possible. Well, I mean, we need water for the car, and I'm going to get the water the most straightforward way possible. If you cannot bring water to the car, you should bring the car to the water. Just wouldn't want to drown it accidentally. Here we go. Take this. Take this. I'm risking, I know, but so be it. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Here's more water. No need to be smoking. Very nice. No, 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 no. Refill. Here we go, it's empty. Let's empty the cooking pot. Like this. Get in. Start the engine. No smokes. Here we go. After all this time, I don't know actually how long I was slowly assembling parts for this car. I mean, slowly it's that I haven't been playing a lot on the server. I would just log in for an hour or two, get something for the car, and then Yesterday, for example, I didn't play here, and day before, and I think the day before, the car still waited for me. Nobody was interested in it. It's sorta really loud. Okay, since we have our inventory empty now, and we have a way to move around super fast, let's start gathering the NBC gear. If we survive long enough to gather SU, that would be actually a miracle. And I think our first point would be Tarnov, maybe? Yeah, let's go to Tarnov. They have pretty big medical facility there, so why not? Cars are rare here, but nobody really tried to reassemble this one, even though it had almost all parts. This road goes to Tarnov, that's where we need to go. I'm of course not going to drive like around Tarnov in this car. I will try to park it somewhere in the woods nearby. But yeah, I'm doing exactly what I didn't want to. Driving through Tarnov. Okay. Chicken. It's not that I'm afraid if the car gets stolen. A car is a perfect ambush. Somebody leaves a car parks a car nearby somewhere, and even if you lose them, if they disappear, you can be sure that at some point they are going to be back to their car, and probably sooner than later. Yeah, no bushes here, right? Yeah. It would be it would be hard to hide the car on this road, I think. Oh yeah. This side is not great. no forests here to hide anything. Pretty far away from Tarnov. Yeah, that's too far, but yeah, okay. It's just in the city you have a ton of ice, a ton of ears, because these things, they are pretty loud. Here at least it's a tad quieter. Take the spark plug. Yeah. Maybe even... Yeah, the car's gonna be visible from the tower, but I'm not going to leave it here for long. Let's hide the car battery nearby. Just in case. I forgot about this tower here. If I never return here, if I die, well, I mean, so be it. But we are pretty far away from Tarnov now. But it's not like I'm going to loot the whole Tarnov. I just need to check the medical facility and buildings surrounding it. Not going to take a lot of time. So if not that tower, that hiding spot, that place to hide the car would be actually not that bad, but the tower kinda makes it trumps all the hiding ability of that spot. But again, not going to leave the car there for long. This character had a Volga, like a week ago lost it. Because parked it in the very north, not very north, in the north, I think pretty close to just to the places where people spawn. Are these ones real? Yeah, these ones have collision hitboxes. So the bollards, like these ones, the thin ones, they don't have collision hitboxes. But these dark ones that are almost impossible to see in the grass. Already even can see NBC zombies. Okay. Is this house medical? Stop screaming. Well, we have vitamins here. And a potato, I think. Hard to tell if it's medical. Yeah, probably not. But that house is 100% medical. Medical? Yes. I remember it right. Medical with some random rounds spawning here. Okay. There was an NPC's huge zombie. Civilian NPC, of course. But I don't think they carry anything interesting. Yeah. Not even a filter for the gas mask. So even the cars around here spawn medical stuff. Well, this one spawned a knife. Okay. This has been not really... Well, I mean, this stuff, even if this place is looted, not a lot of people would actually pick up NPC things. Oh, oops, sorry. Press the wrong key here. So we found one piece of NPC gear already, which is super nice. So these houses, a medical too, both of them. And the car. And it was a good call to go here. NPC stuff everywhere. Yeah, okay, I'm here. Pretty active zombie. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. That hum sounded pretty menacing. So our car somewhere over there. Okay. 2 pieces of NPC gear. Anything in this one? Yeah, some codeine. Okay. Follow me behind. Ow! How do you keep doing this to me? So this is medical, that one is not. a mask. We found a mask right away. Isn't this amazing? So 3 pieces of NVC gear. I mean, of course, it's easy to find things when you don't have anything at all. Anything you find would be useful then. Oh, they have a cemetery next to the hospital. Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter. Let's rehydrate again. Let's rehydrate using the canteen. Okay, do I need to fix anything with this? I don't think so. That's canteen number 1. That's gonna be canteen number 2. And that's gonna be the canteen we're going to take with us. Okay, some gamma for you people. Makes it look washed out a little bit. Probably, actually, that I can fix. Give me a short sec. I have an idea. High gamma, DZ, high gamma capture, filters. Could add a little bit more contrast to make it less washed out. Just like that. Yeah, not washed out at all. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So it's so basic, but I keep forgetting about it, that you actually can edit not just gamma, but other parameters like contrast and whatnot. So we've looted all the places that spawn medical here. Now it's time to leave the place. Moving around fast, that's what we need our car for. So I don't want to negate this by getting stuck at one place and just looting random houses over and over. These guys are going to spot me one way or another. The green pastures of Livonia. Yeah, that military base is still gassed over there. So we are done here. I haven't decided where to go next for the medical stuff. Though this side of the map seems like a pretty good idea. Rabin, Sitnik, Tarnov, they all have medical buildings, and they all have not just medical centers, but the medical loot zones. They span across actually several buildings. Yeah, that's a house in Borek, I think. You can see it from here. That's insane how far you can see now. That's like a separate standing house in Borek. Insanity. Not Borek, apologies. Karlin, farther. That house is standing over Karlin, I think. So maybe we find some adventures, maybe we find all the NPC stuff we need. I haven't been to any of the gas zones in a very long time. That's our car here. That's our car battery waiting for us. This and this. And the sound. These things are pretty loud. Okay, is it a tree stump? Yeah, let's try not to run into a tree stump. Careful here if we have like fences around or something. That's even a little bit too quiet maybe for the engine and for just the sounds of the game. Let's make it a tad louder. Yeah, like this. There's a lot of barricades here. Somehow I managed to get through without even scratching the paint. Okay, that's a hole. All right. That was an interesting noise. Not sure what it meant. Hope not us getting shot at. So this goes to grabbing. Okay. Maybe let's not go to grabbing. Or maybe let's go to grabbing. Dun, 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 dun. Lagging a little bit, but like just a little, very little bit. More roadblocks. Passing my driving test good enough, I think. Yeah, this car here has always kind of puzzled me. It's just standing here in the middle of an open field on the road, yeah, but just in the middle of an open field. What would be the story of it? I'm curious. I mean, everything got to have a story. So what would be the story of a car that's standing broken down at the side of the road in the middle of a field? Even in 2 words. As less words as possible. So here I don't really remember the layout of the city. I guess we go here. And then we continue here. Yeah. That's not a road. Keep going. Do not stop here. And this road goes to... Aha, this road. Okay. This I know. This place I know. So what if we leave our car somewhere over there? That's not the best spot, considering that we have kind of this building here that people love to build bases in. Going to like do it like this. A little bit out of the sight. Okay, the spark plug goes with me, but what's not going with me? This is not going with me. Battery operated bag it was. Okay. It'll do for now. Let's go to this town's medical zone and see what we can pick up there. So we have already NBC pants or jacket, I don't remember. So let's consider we don't have pants and jacket. But what we have for sure, we have a mask that takes the filters that I have. We have a mask that takes filters, not the one that doesn't take any filters, and we have NBC shoes, boots. What's that? Oh, lots of rocks. That looked sorta scary. I lost the road completely, but okay. Oh, need to go over there. Shotgun shells, but those I have a ton of. Pants that don't even really offer a lot of insulation. So the medical area is in the very middle of the... Not in the very middle, but in the central part, I would say, of the town. Or somebody would call the central part the one with the church and the police station. Okay, the central then would be the part with the amusement park. And the part I'm talking about would be just the opposite edge of the town from us. Mostly looking for food here. Don't really need anything else. Don't even need the PD. Don't want to get distracted. Just checking random houses on our way to the medical building. A frying pan on a desk, okay. Have some zombies in this yard with a ton of fences. Okay. Fence made of, by the look of it, just barbed wire. Is it for growing something? Shotguns. Yeah, what I have enough, it's shotgun shells. Zombie. This part usually has a ton of zombies around, but that depends on how you approach it. And it of course depends on presence of other people in the town. Oh, that was scary. So on top of everything we are getting some serious rain going on. It's gonna be a storm. We go, all food. That will come in handy. Another gas mask. Well, they are both pristine. Well, I mean, maybe ours is not pristine. This is nice to have. Maybe ours is worn. The one we have already found. So usually it spawns just one item of... Oh, nice bag. One item of NBC gear. So I think we got our item of NBC gear from this place. So got to check other buildings around this place. And cars. Let's not forget about cars. Morphine. Is that building medical? Let's check. This is not medical. And this building is not medical. Right? This building is just empty. Yeah, okay. I don't think I've ever been to this house, like, ever. This is not medical. Yeah, but this is. Or maybe not. Maybe I misremembered it. Maybe that one's medical. Yeah, this one's not medical for sure, but we found some food. So it wasn't for nothing. And maybe some rounds for our other gun. Oh yeah. Zombies heard that, despite the rain. They'll have to wait outside. So there's only this building that's medical and nothing else. Okay, that's sort of disappointing. That's a very small medical zone. Did you calm down? I've actually reloaded the pistol. Don't need anybody following me here. Backing off into the woods. Yeah, that's the nice part of it. That we have zombies now even here. So we didn't really find anything here but the mask. They're all in this forest. They're all waiting for me in here. Okay. Okay, time to first of all reload. These rounds are here, but Do we have another magazine for this gun? Yes, we do have. Suppressors damaged. Got to work on the suppressors. And this suppressor is worn. Okay, this has to be reloaded too. If you use something suppressed and it has a suppressor, then a gun cleaning kit is just a must. This has to be refilled. Like this. And it was here, so you stay in there. This gets more round from that revolver. So now with 8 rounds in this pistol, this is going to be my sidearm and this is going to be my anti-zombie gun. Now let's fix the hiking jacket torn by zombies. Like that. What else? I just drenched a little bit. Teka, welcome. Good evening. Good evening. Nice to see you. So you just joined for a short one. You caught me. You caught me live. So after yesterday's stream, yeah, I'm actually kind of amazed at myself that I'm even playing DZ today. What's the rest of the stream? Remind me at which part did you leave? So what was the last thing you saw? It was all pretty good, but at 8-hour mark, yeah, I switched to Helion after that, remembering some super old good times. Not just Helion, but Helion Rescue Project. So the modded Helion that's getting updated and fixed by the community. We don't need. I don't know if you remember what Helion is. It's a space survival simulator. It was supposed to be DZ in space, so it's not like beautiful. It's the look of it even is very like industrial-ish. And it's hardcore because, well, it's hardcore survival in space. It's not like Star Citizen or anything. Or No Man's Sky or something. In that game, actually, you cannot even land on planets. You really just survive in space. So, and it's post-apocalyptic. So you survive in space, but everything around you fell apart. For some reason. So, and that game is the most realistic, maybe, space sim that I've seen when it comes to flying in space and when it comes to what's called celestial mechanics. So, like IRL, in space you don't fly from point A to point B, you actually change your orbit. And the game simulates that. Take a nice. Yeah, some serious survival. That chicken in that garage actually making some serious noises. But the thing about Helion is that Helion is a dead game that's only currently being developed by the community. And if you have it, you can play it. If you have it on Steam, but you cannot buy it anymore. So, the development of this game had been stopped, and the studio making it was disbanded. So you probably you've been around since very long time ago, so you probably remember me streaming it. Actually got to check if my base still alive since yesterday, so over the years of the community working on it, it's become better, a little bit better. It's moving forward, but slow, but it's moving forward, and it's actually a miracle that it's moving forward at all. At any rate, slow or fast, it's a miracle, but it's moving forward, the development of it. Less bugs, more things like elements that make it a little bit more comfortable, like that. So, yeah. So yeah, I switched to Helion. I ended up, I think when you left, I ended up disassembling a couple of barriers. Well, somebody on that server with many cars made a bunch of barriers. Across the highway, well, the main highway of Chernarus, in a couple of places, and I disassembled like, I don't know, maybe 60-70% of those barriers. They used, in most cases, just pillars for building base walls. So to remove those, you would just need a shovel or a pickaxe. Wasn't hard, and I did exactly that. Freed the passage a little bit. And I think I found at least maybe, so next to one of those barriers there was a base in a house that sorta kinda doesn't attract attention, not visible from the road. It sort of stands on a hill, and it's just not standing out in any way. So, and I was like, and I thought that maybe it was actually the base of those people who built those barriers. This mask. They are both pristine. Okay. They are both pristine. I wanted to drink at the well. Crap, I forgot. I wanted to drink at the well. Rehydrate a little bit more in the town. After, like, I reloaded and got a little bit dry. I reloaded the guns, I mean. And I totally forgot about it. So this character, initially, when I started playing, I was like pretty much set the goal for this one to stay on the coast. But then DayZ side quests, things to try in DayZ, and the character ended up just pretty much traveling all around the map, even getting a car, things like that. But initially, the character was supposed to stay on the coast and continue what the character that got killed just before him, continue attempts at assembling all the NBC stuff. So, and now finally we are back to that quest. I haven't had the NBC suit pretty much in a very long time. Okay, but at this note I gotta call it a day. So as I said, it was going to be a short one since the very beginning. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Just a sec. So yesterday the yesterday's one was the long one. Today it's just a short one, but I didn't want to do just a little bit of Joe Guesser. So and we managed to do quite a lot in this, like, less than 2 hours. We got the car going that we been eyeing out for quite some time. The car was still there waiting for us, which is sort of pretty cool. So we managed to start looking for the NBC gear, and we found some. So not that bad. Conathon, thank you for watching. Thank you for jumping in. So don't leave the channel, people. Don't leave the channel. Gotta say all the standard speeches and then rate somebody on Twitch. So YouTube people, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. If you like this short stream, please leave a like. Doesn't matter if you're watching it as a recorded video or as a live video, doesn't matter. Subscribe for more. I stream every day. And as for Twitch people, thank you for watching on Twitch. Thank you for lurking if you've been lurking. Teka, Conathon, thank you for jumping in the chat. So let's find somebody to read. Who to read? Okay, this streamer, yeah, he is streaming in French these days, so there's no English tag, so probably shouldn't read him. Okay. Let's go to the DayZ category and take a look at what's going on there. Find somebody who we never raided before. Bear with me. Looking for somebody streaming in English and playing like Vanilla, Livonia, something along those lines. Okay, let's see if we can raid this person, for example. They've been playing for some time. They're playing like official. Okay, let's see if we can raid them. Some people disable raids. Okay, let's go and say hi to, I think it's Babam, before B3M. The title says they're unofficial. They have quite some loot in the barrel. I will see you all tomorrow. Probably not Dizzy stream, but we'll see about that. That's it for tonight. Goodbye and good night.